This is the full view. Welcome back. Now, South Africa and the family of slain Bafana goalkeeper Senzo Meyiwa will be looking forward to the resumption of the murder trial tomorrow after a lengthy postponement since November last year due to one of the counsel reportedly falling ill during proceedings. Now, the court is currently in a trial within a trial to determine if the alleged confessions by Sibiya and Ntanzi were done freely and voluntarily. Meyiwa was murdered on October of 2014 at the home of his then-girlfriend singer Kelly Khumalo. And as always, for more analysis on this, we've asked for the assistance of legal analyst, Mr. Mpumelelo Zikalala. Mpumelelo, thank you so much for your time. As always, look, the trial resumes tomorrow. Any predictions as to how the first day will commence?
Good afternoon, Jonas, to your viewers. I think this will be just your normal house issues. Just to remind the participants to say, remember what we're here to do. We're not going to entertain any time-wasting purposes or any actions which are going to take place. We want to get the ball rolling as quickly as possible. And just to remind everyone where they are, remember, the state is still on the stage at the moment to try and prove their case beyond reasonable doubt. There's the burden of proof that they need to discharge if they want to win this particular case. And it's crucial for them when it comes to this trial within a trial, because if the confession is recorded and it is part of the evidence and is accepted by the court, it makes the work of convicting the five accused much, much easier. But if the court thinks otherwise, then they're going to have their work cut out for them, and they would need more evidence or a bit a stronger closing arguments to try and convince the court that indeed those individuals that are in the accused box are the ones that killed Mr. Senzo Meyiwa.
Look, we know that when it was postponed, Mpumelelo, Brigadier Gininda was under cross-examination by defense advocate Mngomezulu, and we saw the back-and-forth squabbles between Judge Mokhwateng and the advocate. Maybe give us a little reminder of how the trial actually wrapped on that note.
Remember what was being in contention was the manner in which, or the process that was followed in obtaining that confession. Now, you have the Criminal Procedure Act, which is very prescriptive as to how confessions are supposed to be obtained. And from the side of the defense, they were trying to show that a reasonable police officer or a SABC official in the shoes of Mr. Gininda would not have done what he was doing, running or driving all around with the accused, showing the accused and making sure that what he was booked for is actually what he was confessing to. So a lot of technicalities going in and out with the sequence of events that actually took place on the day, trying to prove one thing from the side of the defense. What you're doing is not actually confessions. You are cooking these particular stories, or you are misleading the court in terms of the sequence of events that followed. From the side of the state, they will simply say, we had booked you in, you were arrested, you are the one that confessed to us, we took you to a magistrate following the prescription of the Criminal Procedure Act. From our side, we have a strong confession that is there, and all that you are doing today is to try and show the court that that particular confession must be accepted, thus making our work much, much easier in proving that you are indeed guilty.
Now, Mpumelelo, you predicted when we wrapped legal matters last year that this year, because of the swiftness of Judge Rata, we are likely to have a final ruling and the case will be wrapped up this year. Why do you think this is?
It's the manner and the speed in which the case was moving into. Remember, the previous judge took almost a year to finish three witnesses. And when we came back within a period of 6 months, there are a number of witnesses that were in the witness box. It was clear from the current judge that he was not going to take any excuses which are coming in. He wants to simply listen to the evidence that is there and make sure that whoever is supposed to be on stage on that day to give evidence is there and they're able to perform. So I think if he carries on, or the speed carries on in this particular manner, I think by the time we come to the end of the year, we would have been able to be done and dusted with the evidence that is there. And the state and the defense will have an opportunity to then say, this is our witnesses. But I think before they even go there, they are going to apply for what we call a Section 174, which is a discharge from the instance. Their stance is going to be, there's no evidence that has been led against our clients. The court will simply dismiss this matter before our clients get into the witness. The chances of that succeeding, it depends on the strong arguments that they're going to stage to the court, but I don't think that would be likely. It's a highly interesting case. There are things which are at stake. There are certain things in which some of the witnesses will have to answer to. Yes, the proof is on the state, but at the end of the day, there are some questions in which they would need to allay the court, or at least provide to the court in order for the court to believe their story when it comes to these events.
And in closing, Mpumelelo, look, a lot can be said about how the counsel and judge and even witnesses had actually interacted. We know that social media was very critical of how Judge Rata was allegedly treating counsel and even some witnesses, some even going as far as saying he was not fair on defense counsel and somewhat soft on certain witnesses that were on the stand. What can you say to that?
Well, whenever you're in court, it's a contested terrain. The emotions are going to fly high. You're trying to defend your clients the best way you know how. And there are going to be instances in which maybe the line is crossed. What is important, though, is that the one individual that you must think about is the Meyiwa family. They're the ones that are seeking the answers more than us. So whenever those temperatures flare up, think about the professionalism that is there. Think about what you were taught about in university when it comes to ethics in the profession, when it comes to tending, which is why they call it the noble profession. So things are going to be there, emotions are going to run high, but all is done in the sake of making sure that we're trying to provide justice.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. That is Mr. Mpumelelo Zikalala, a legal analyst there with a forward outlook as the Senzo Meyiwa trial resumes tomorrow.